coasting down a mountain. Just got this whole friggin' road to myself. Look at this cool little campsite. We're next to the road, but the road's closed right now. So, in theory, I could have backpacked a tent and stayed right here if I wanted to. Hola. Well, I've done it again. I managed to take Shadowfax somewhere that she's got no business being. Well, let me show you what I just did. That's where I backed her in. It was a narrow feat. I had to make several 5-point turns. She's got some new scrapes and scratches. But hey, that's racing, baby. That's what we do. Found another great spot for the night in this Spanish moss-filled forest. Look at how big that stump is. This is what I love about Washington, is just the diversity. Like a few days ago, I was hanging out in high desert, and one climate, and then for a couple days ocean climate and at the top of a mountain, and now here I am right outside of Mount Baker with my own private little backyard river. Just a short walk from my campsite. So if I want to come out here later and take a freezing cold skinny dip, that's always an option. Or just wash my dishes the old-fashioned way. These places aren't exactly easy to find either. I basically came into Baker Snoqualmie National Forest and started... Well, I drove to the top first of all just to see what it looked like. Then I came back down and started rooting around National Forest roads. And it doesn't always work, but man, I have found some doozies of spots, and I'm pretty happy with this. The van is parked, which I did not have last night when I was at the top of the mountain. And that can also give you some kind of, I don't know, sleep anxiety. Like anytime the wind blew and shook the van, I would wake up and be like, think I was sliding or rolling down a hill or something, so that's not cool. Well, that can't happen here. And I'm in a good position to just load up and take off tomorrow. I like it. So I'm just driving out of this national forest this morning. I look over, I see this fire still going, and nobody's here. Also, somebody or something pooped, like right there, right in the middle of this little trail to go to this campsite. Anyways, I decided to investigate and see if anybody's around. Nope, nobody's here. But they just left this fire burning hot. And it's not even like fully in a fire pit. And there's a fucking river right there. Like, how hard is it to take your pan or anything and dump it on the fire before you leave? This is why we can't have nice things. Idiots. Oh, and I don't want to add any more speculation or anything, but I saw the people who pulled in here. It was a Prius. A couple people in a Prius last night. So So, you know, I guess I'll put your fire out, Prius people. You're welcome. Here's the last remnants of an old building. Fireplace or something. Well, I did a bad thing. This trail was closed. There's a bridge to get here, and they had taken a section out so you couldn't get here, but I did it anyways. I forded a river. It wasn't fun. Now I'm here. And this helicopter's probably coming down to arrest me. But, anyways, the Big Four ice caves. So the trail is closed, and the sign says, because of changing water. Well, that's a load of malarkey. I can tell you why it's closed. There's several reasons. First of all, there's no ice caves right now. Middle of May. I think it's actually too early. I've never been here before, and I didn't want to leave without coming here, hence why I just broke all the rules. But I believe that the ice caves actually form from these waterfalls that come down, but there's still too much snow. So that's one reason. Another reason, the trail is just in disarray. Like, here's a sign that says something. Or maybe like a horse hitching post or something, I don't even know. But trail's in disarray. I'll come back to that later. I actually have to start walking back down already because the sun is right there. As soon as it goes behind that peak, it's going to get a lot colder, and I still have to cross that river again with my bike. Yeah, I crossed the river with my bike, and I'm really wishing I would have just stashed it somewhere. I did stash it once I got across the river. I thought I was going to be able to ride it up. Well, that brings me back to what I was saying. The trail's an absolute mess. Which brings me to the third point. There's not really any sign to indicate that the National Forest Service is even working right now. I've been out camping almost every day, and you just don't see any Forest Service people, and all the outhouses and everything are out of toilet paper. Places look straight up abandoned. All the campgrounds are closed. I basically stayed in a campground last night that was technically closed, but the little site that I stayed at was outside of the gated area, so I just pulled in there. And I haven't seen a Forest Service person patrolling or doing anything on this entire trip. So it's a little confusing. I don't know if it's just a Washington thing, if it's COVID related, if it's just the time of the year and they're going to open everything up like in June or something. But some of these places are actually way better visited in May, just for different reasons. The cool weather, no bugs, less bugs, etc. So, but anyways, this was interesting. This was an interesting trail, I'll tell you. I'm not looking forward to fording that river again. I was kind of like just testing the waters, literally, seeing how strong it was, and then the next thing I know, I was just walking across it with my bike and almost tripped like twice. So this time I think I'm just gonna buckle down, wear my shoes, because I was hurting my feet, and they're gonna get wet, so be it. Yeah, but it was a good day. I rode my bike probably 7 or 8 miles up Baker Snoqualmie Mountain Loop Road, which is closed. It's partially closed to traffic, which is another thing that just doesn't make any sense to me. The road is fine, but they closed this little section of it. So it's this big loop. And yesterday, I was on the north side of the loop. And that was not far from where I am now. But there was a gate closed. And there was just like basically a 1 or 2 mile section of road that's closed. And the trail that I really wanted to do was this one. So I drove all the way back around the whole loop. Look at this. Crunch, crunch, crunch. So I drove all the way around the whole loop just to come back and do this trail, only to find that the bridge is out. So this whole day has been a series of me rationalizing to myself, well, am I really going to stop now? I've done all this to do this trail, and well, you drive around, well, the bridge is out, and I got to ford a river. Then you get on the trail and you find out that the trail itself is like completely ruined with trees. The snow's not melted. The caves aren't even here yet, or formed yet. So I don't know, all learning experiences, I guess. Here's more. I mean, honestly, what looks like what happened is straight up avalanche or something. Just devastated this valley. And looks like they made some attempt to clean it up, but this is probably the smallest tree that's down across the trail. There's much bigger ones, and in one place the trail's like ripped out of the ground entirely. Oop. This one takes a little more effort to crawl over, so. Okay. Getting closer, back down to the river that I have to cross. I'm kind of dreading. There's one of the bridges down there. That one's in. The one to get to that one is not in. Here's more of the trail, which is destroyed. By the way, one other thing I thought of, I guess people have died in the ice caves, because they're literal caves that are just forged by the water running through. And here's where this tree like collapsed here and pretty much just took out the trail. Anyways, people have gone in there and had the caves collapse on them and die. I don't know, maybe that's another reason why they've just let this trail go. Maybe they're worried about the liability, or people doing stupid stuff like me, whatever. But I know what rivers I can and can't ford. But I'm not gonna go stand in an ice cave. So give me some credit. Getting real close back to where I stashed my bike here, because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna carry my bike through this heaping mess. So I'll grab that quick and I'll show you this river. Okay, so what I did was cross that river out there, and then I had to basically just bushwhack my way up through here to get back on the trail right there. And now I have to do that again. Stoked! Here's the changing water levels that preceded closing the bridge. And down there is where I'm going to sneak across. Hopefully, safely. I don't know. Maybe something happened, like there is concrete washed up over there. Maybe there was a flood and it straight up took out the bridge section and they just didn't feel like doing anything about it. Sure. Well, wish me luck. Well, I made it. There were some scary points crossing the river, but I didn't fall, though I did come close a couple of times. And made it back. Van's right through the woods there. Taking things real easy tonight. Having a fire. Gonna throw one of these big old beef brats on there. Cider, apple. Pretty simple. By the way, Cosmic Crisp apples. First time I ever had one. They're really good. Yeah. Bye.